Lesson 8. Playing with Scratch Second. Introduction. Scratch is a simple environment designed by the Kindergarten Lifelong Learning Group at MIT to introduce some basic programming concepts in a fun and interactive manner. In Scratch, sprites or objects are manipulated on the stage or background using various scripts, small program segments. Each sprite has its own set of scripts to control its behaviors and how it interacts with other sprites and events. Programming consists of snapping together individual blocks of pre-existing actions to create a script. A program can be as simple as a single block or consist of multiple blocks stacked together that will run as a unit. Starting Scratch. The great thing about using Scratch in the classroom is that it is free. Students that wish to learn more about Scratch can download it from the internet, create and share their creations online. After the downloading, double-click the Scratch icon as shown over here to start installing it. After installing it, to start Scratch, click on Start, go to All Programs, go to Scratch in your computer. Basic interface. When Scratch starts up, you will see a screen similar to the one given here. The different areas have been labeled for you and will be explained in more detail next. Menu. This is how you can create a new project, open or save an existing project. Save a new project as whatever name you choose. Undo a previous action and obtain help. Block descriptions. The block description area lists the 9 categories of blocks on the left side of the window, including motion, looks, sound, events, control, sensing, operators, variables and my blocks. The block categories are all color-coded, so when you see a block of a specific color, you can quickly determine which category it came from. Blocks palette. This area shows all of the blocks available to you for use in your programming. Note that the blocks palette will change depending upon the current block category. When you select a new block category, the blocks palette will change to reflect the new options available. Current sprite information. Here you will find the name and picture of the current sprite together with its XY position, direction and rotation style. Tabs. These tabs allow you to both see and change the current sprite's scripts, costumes and sounds. The Scripts tab shows you any scripts that currently exist as well as to develop new scripts pertaining to the current sprite. The Costume tab allows you to create from scratch or from a file, edit or copy a costume. A costume is the visual image of the sprite on screen. Sprites can have multiple costumes and use scripts to change between them. The Sounds tab displays the current sprite's sounds. Scripts area. This is where you create and view the scripts pertaining to the current sprite. Stage. The stage is where all of the action takes place. The stage is 480 units wide by 360 units tall and the center of the stage is at XY coordinate 0, 0. This means the lower left is at -240 -180, the upper left is at -240 180, the upper right is at 240 180 and the lower right is at 240 -180. Toolbar. A number of tools exist for your use. The arrow is the default selection and it allows you to pick up and move sprites and blocks of code around. There are also options for you to duplicate and delete items as well as grow and shrink your sprite. Green flag and red stop. Typically you click on the green flag to start your main program and the red stop sign to end them. Presentation mode. This provides a full screen view of the stage. To exit, use the escape key. New sprite buttons. Using these buttons you can paint a new sprite, choose a new sprite from a file or get a surprise random sprite. Sprite list. On the left you will see a thumbnail for the stage. Clicking on this thumbnail changes the current sprite information area to reflect the properties of the stage. Stages can still have scripts and sounds. However, to change the appearance of the stage, you would select a different background as opposed to costume. On the right, you will see thumbnails of all of the sprites in the project together with the sprite's name, amount of costumes, and amount of scripts. You can easily change the current sprite by clicking on a different one. When you do this, the current sprite information area together with the scripts area are updated too. Start playing with Scratch. Writing simple scripts. To create a script, we simply drag a block from the blocks palette onto the scripts area. To run it, we can double-click it and observe what happens on the stage. To create a script, we simply drag a block from the blocks palette onto the scripts area. To run it, we can double-click it and observe what happens on the stage. Basic movement. Let's make him move 10 steps forward by selecting from the blocks palette and dragging it onto the scripts area. When you double-click the block, you should observe the cat move 10 steps to the right. You can double-click the block as many times as you wish. The cat will continue to move. Editing a text field. You can edit the white text field portion of the block by clicking on the 10 and changing it to another number like -10. Double-click it and see what happens. Now change it to 100 and observe the difference. Help. To find out what a block of code does, simply right-click on the block and select Help from the pop-up menu. Expanding a script. To expand the script, simply snap a second block to the first. Scripts are executed from top to the bottom, so you need to add the block accordingly. If you want the new block to execute first, add it on top of the existing block. Otherwise, add it below. As you drag a block into the scripts area, a white line will indicate where you can properly join the new block with the existing script structure. When you're ready, you can double-click anywhere on the new script to execute it. Turning. Snap a block underneath the current block. Try changing the 15 to 90. If you run this new script a few times, you can see your sprite moving around. Rearranging a sprite. To move a stack of blocks around, select the top block first and then drag it where you wish. To split a stack, click on a block within the stack and pull it out. All blocks underneath it will come too. You can continue to split the stack and move blocks around to create a new script. Alternately, you can right-click on a block and delete it if it is no longer useful, or you can choose to duplicate it if you want an extra copy. As well, undo can be found in the menu along the top if you need it. Duplicating. Right-click on your current script and duplicate it 3 times, so you have a total of 4 copies. You may need to move blocks around. Repeating. Instead of explicitly writing the steps 4 times, let's use a loop instead. From the control category, drag the repeat block into the scripts area and change it to repeat only 10 times. Then move one pair of the move and turn blocks inside of the repeat block and add a wait block. Deleting. Right-click on a script and you can delete it. Running multiple scripts. It is typical for each sprite to have multiple scripts giving it access to a range of behaviors. Each script will be in the scripts area and can be run by double-clicking. Reposition. Make a new script by dragging the go-to block into the scripts area. When you run the new script, the sprite will reposition itself in the center of the screen. You can practice moving to other locations by changing the text field numbers. Changing the background and backdrops. Step 1. Select the stage thumbnail from the sprite list. Step 2. Now choose backgrounds and backdrop from the tabs area. Step 3. Select import and find a background you like in one of the existing files. Step 4. In case you no longer need background 1, you can click on to delete it. Sprite manipulation. Main sprite. There are 4 options for introducing a new sprite. Step 1. Design one yourself using the paint option within Scratch. Step 2. Choose a sprite. Open up a pre-existing one from a file. Step 3. Surprise! Let Scratch pick a random sprite for you. Step 4. Upload. Select an image as sprite from your own system. Deleting a sprite. Click on the thumbnail of sprite from the sprite list to select it. Right-click the thumbnail and select the delete option. Adding a costume. Select the Costumes tab for Sprite 1, Bear A, Import Animals, Bear B. Sprite 1 has 2 possible outfits to wear. Animated movement. Costumes are used to animate objects and we want our dog to appear to walk. We will allow the dog to respond to right and left arrow key movements. The costume will switch each time either arrow key is pressed to create the illusion of movement. We should also ensure the dog starts somewhere on the sidewalk, pointing in the right direction and is resized each time we start. When the green flag is clicked, face towards the right. Reduce size to 60% of original. Move to a position on the sidewalk. Quick recap. Scratch is a simple environment designed by the Kindergarten Lifelong Learning Group at MIT to introduce some basic programming concepts in a fun and interactive manner. Blocks palette is the area that shows all of the blocks available to you for use in your programming. Click on the green flag to start your main program and the red stop sign to end them. The block description area lists the 9 categories of blocks on the left side of the window, including motion, looks, sound, events, control, sensing, operators, variables, and my blocks. Tabs allow you to both see and change the current sprites, scripts, costumes, and sounds.